guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to groom your rabbit. So yeah, let's get to it. So kind of when to groom your rabbit is a common question that a lot of people have. So during the shedding season, which is like spring and summer, you want to groom them like every day, and then during the non-shedding season, fall and winter, you can groom them more like once a week. Okay, so here's how I groom her. So I always start with brushing her. I just use a regular comb. I'm soon to get a rabbit comb, but really this just regular comb works, but I'm soon to get a real rabbit comb. So what I do is I just brush her through, and I like to have her kind of sitting in my lap, kind of holding her still. But she knows what brushing time means, and it means to sit still a little bit. So she is sitting still because she does this a lot, because we've done this for a while. And so when it's non-shedding season, when you just brush until there's basically no knots or little tangles. And then during the shedding season, you're just gonna brush until there's not a whole lot of hair. Like when I brush, I'm thoroughly always pulling out the hair in here. And so when there's not much hair in your brush, that's kind of one of the spot. There always will, but when there's getting less and less hair each time you go through, that's when you know kind of to stop. Well, you can kind of set a time limit or something, I don't know. I just do kind of that, and then I just brush her through. So I like to groom her outside, just because the hair when you brush doesn't get everywhere. But I prefer doing it outside. Kind of, some people like to do it in a small enclosed area, so the rabbit doesn't move around. I like to have her sitting on a chair by me. But you can do kind of in an area that doesn't attract hair, or you can do it outside. Whatever works best, that's just what I recommend. Okay, so now, generally, because it is shedding season, I like to use these hair cloths. Sometimes they get a little, sometimes they get hair that doesn't get caught in the brush and just starts leaving on there. So I'm just gonna pull out the shed cloths. I'll leave these shed cloths in the description box in case you're wondering where to get them. I'll just leave them in the description box below, little link. So I'm just gonna go through, kind of a little self-explanatory, but I'm just gonna kind of brush through. These are just dry cloths that collect the leftover hair. Okay, so the last thing I like to do for her grooming, almost the last thing, is, so you never ever want to bathe your rabbit, but if you want to give them a little smell good, kind of clean, then pet safe, any type of pet safe wet wipes will work. Make sure they're pet safe. If you're looking for the exact brand I have, these will be in the description box below. So I just kind of wipe just a little bit, just damp, because these are damp cloths. Just get a little bit, not too much. I just do a couple really light, not too generous, really. Okay, so I also like to do her paws. Just flip her here. Kind of do her paws. I don't really flip her all the way upside down, kind of just sit her in the sitting position like I am right now, like this. Kind of hold them securely because they can flop out and that can hurt them. So just hold them securely, not all the way upside down, but just halfway, because all the way upside down can cause serious damage. And then the last thing I like to do is, just because the shedding does tend to get all over my clothes when I do the grooming, I just get a lint roller and kind of, just roll down like you normally would. You can also wear clothing that doesn't really attract lint. That doesn't really attract fur, like exercise clothes don't really attract fur. But I usually just stay in my same outfit and just use a lint roller. Honestly, there's so much fur on that, and I have barely even done anything. That's because it's her shedding season. But and then the last thing I like to do is I'm gonna clean her paws out. So basically, I'm gonna get sit. Okay, I'm gonna get her paws securely, and I'm gonna look, and you're gonna lightly just open up, kind of, and there's gonna be sometimes there's like dirt or something. You're just gonna get the Q-tip and clean it out. Sometimes there's stuff up here, but just gently open. Stop. And yeah, but she's being a little ballistic. If it is, again, you have to give them breaks between that because it can be a little stressful. So just give them breaks. And yeah, so that is how I groom her, and you can groom your rabbit. Obviously, it depends on different rabbits, but that depends on most rabbits. So yeah, so if you're new, please subscribe, and if you want more cleaning videos, and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you next week. Bye.